My name is McGoldrick, Terry McGoldrick. I'm the General Manager for John Stacey and Sons, and I'm also responsible for health and safety coordination. This film is being carried out in our yard, and the process of the film is to demonstrate the procedure for changing the jaws on a multi-processor. The attachment is the whole piece. That's called the attachment. Within the attachment there are jaws here and here, and on this processor there are two types of jaw. The jaws that are in place at the moment are there to crunch concrete, so they would munch concrete both horizontally and vertically. When you want to shear steel, you change the jaws, or as is sometimes known, the cassette of the attachment. This is what we're trying to demonstrate today, and we will be removing this pin here at a later stage, and it's this pin in conjunction with this ram where the accident took place. As well as the multi-processor, there are many other adapters, attachments, grapples, buckets that fit onto our machines, and the common theme that runs through all these attachments is that they all have a pin somewhere. Now these pins, whether they're on a machine bucket, a pneumatic breaker, a grapple, a cruncher, a muncher, a grab, all of them have a pin, and these pins are what Mr. Turlin has been used to changing, working under supervision with a machine driver on a very regular basis, year in, year out. So the pin and the changing of a pin on an attachment is not an unusual thing. It's normal practice for the certified machine driver to be assisted by a labourer in this process. And we're now going to demonstrate taking out this pin, which is the ram pivot that activates the jaws of the processor. The process is to take out the two Allen screws, unscrew this nut, and then with the use of a bar we push the pin through, which comes out the other side. That pin in itself weighs something like about 70 pounds, so it's a heavy pin. As that pin goes through, then the ram, which is under no hydraulic pressure at the moment, by its own weight, i.e. gravity, will drop vertically. And it was the action of that of that ram dropping that flicked the bar and caught Stephen Turling in the face. At the time, he was warned twice, once by the machine driver and once by the foreman, to watch the bar. And really that is the process. So I'll now ask the lads to continue with that, and you will see how it's done. We're taking out the Allen screws, and then with a special release spanner they're going to release the locking nut on the pin. The locking nut is now off. We give the pin a tap with a hammer to get it started. It's then followed through with a bar, and at this point the foreman would have said, mind the bar, and as it got further through, Dave, it would have been the machine driver saying also, watch the bar. Keep on going until the pin is virtually out, and that is it. That is one side gone. And as you can see, the ram dropped. As the bar was pushed to its final position and the ram dropped, I must emphasise that the ram dropped by gravity, by its own weight, not hydraulic pressure. So when the ram dropped, it caught the end of the bar, which flicked and caught him on the cheek. Now, I'd also like to just remind everybody that during the process of the bar going through, the machine driver warned him verbally, and the foreman who was standing on the other side warned him verbally to be careful of the bar. I'd like to explain the role that a demolition operative plays in the construction industry. The general image of the layman is of a man with a big hammer knocking hell out of a wall. Well, there's just a little bit more to it than that, particularly in the modern demolition. And this bit of equipment, I'm sure, demonstrates that. Now, Stephen Turlin is a man of 46 years of age. He's a hard-working member of our demolition team. He's been in the industry for in excess of 10 years and has on many occasions changed pins on buckets and attachments, very similar to what we're looking at today. So this is not unfamiliar ground to him. Because I don't have the opportunity to have him here today with me to give his experience, all I can tell you is that he holds CSCS certification on various aspects of what he does in demolition, including asbestos removal, the wearing of respiratory masks, the use of disc cutters, dumpers, rollers. He's a full driving licence. And what I'm trying to display is that Mr. Turlin, with all due respect to him, is not a stupid person. He has difficulties with reading and writing, but by virtue of the certification he's got from the Construction Industry Training Board, demonstrate that he has ability. So he has the experience of working around machines and working with heavy equipment and understands the dangers involved. We're now standing in John Stacey and Sons workshops. We have 5 service bays where we can service lorries, machines, dump trucks, low loaders simultaneously. All our equipment is now regularly serviced, and the records are kept here, which are available for inspection at any time. All our machine operators hold a CSC certification similar to this one. We don't employ anybody who isn't qualified to drive a machine. And the driver that was driving the machine on the accident with Stephen Turlin held this particular certificate. Similarly, all our managers hold a very similar type of certificate, but it's at manager, contract manager level, which is related to health and safety. Health and safety for John Stacey is a very important part of what we do. We do work in a dangerous environment, and we try to have all our operatives working as safely as possible. We've come to the end of this video, and I hope it clarifies exactly what happens when you change the jaws on a multiprocessor. Should you require any further information, please don't hesitate to contact me. The name is Terry McGoldrick, John Stacey and Sons. Please contact me on our head office number. Thank you.